Hi friends, welcome back to Magic with Melly. I am Melly. Ooh, 3 of Wands. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I am in public in my car. I decided to wait in my car while running errands and wanted to squeeze in some time for a tarot message. Now, without all my tools, I'm just trusting that my good energy gets infused into the cards and gets infused into this reading. And so if you trust me, trust that only messages that are meant for you are going to be coming out, because that is my intention. And so I'm just curious, like, what message the cards may have, if it differs or if it will be similar or the same to what I may be channeling. Errands could be significant, getting groceries, changing the types of groceries that you get, changing locations as far as where you get groceries, that could be significant. Also, before I started this reading, I sort of waited for the car next to me to leave. So I wonder if you're waiting to leave a situation or for something to leave. I don't know, like something about having more welcoming energy. Of course, like, I'm not going to do a tarot reading as people are like packing up their groceries like next to me and they can hear everything, if that makes sense. So like maybe you need more privacy. Okay, we have 5 of Cups and we have the Moon reverse. This is definitely giving, like, the Moon reverse is giving like you want more privacy. Maybe your situation doesn't grant you enough privacy, and you have a lot of nosy people or people who are intervening or believe they have the best for you. But the thing is, if you focus on what other people think is best for you, like, it will deter you from what is actually best for you, because you will be able to figure that out better than other people telling you. Even if you have to make mistakes, even if you have to make stupid decisions to figure it out, you still need to go through that process and that journey on your own in order to really know. Like, people can tell you and tell you and tell you as much as they want, but it won't stick until you experience it for yourself. And when you're ready and open and receptive and like in a place for that. So I wonder if that's what's going on here, is like someone intervening and having troubles with understanding like what exactly they're intervening with. Like, maybe like they weren't supposed to know stuff and then they do know stuff, and then it just like went really haywire, if that makes sense. And it's like, yo, you weren't even supposed to know. And like it's not like all secrets are fishy energy. Like, some secrets are like quite literally to keep things protected, and then now some of you feel endangered because of privacy stuff. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, I have 9 of Pentacles reverse. This is coming up a lot. I think that many of you are just having problems being targeted by other people who are lower vibrational, and they just can't keep up, so therefore they take you down, which inevitably creates more strength, and they wonder where you're getting it from. They're giving it to you instead of working on themselves. Let's see. Some of you could really like the other alternative, I guess. Like, if people like Coke, then you might like Pepsi. Or if people like Sprite, you might like 7-Up. Like, if people like water, you might like sparkling water. Like maybe you're not normal. At least, like, there's no actual standard of what normal is. But, like, your normal is normal. Even if it's not normal for other people, it's still normal. So you don't have to like stray very far from that. Some people may be just like really judgy on like just the fact that you choose different things. And that could be like with this privacy thing, like you just don't feel safe being different, so you're different behind closed doors because that's where you feel safest. But I think what would be like that's like the convenient thing to do. The hard thing to do would be to actually find a place of your own, but some of you don't have like the stability to get there yet. There's nothing wrong with exactly where you're at, but if you're wanting more, I think that could be just like your reminder to start doing the little things of accepting that you're different, accepting that change is inevitable, accepting like certain things like that, not we're all the same and different. Like the very same things that you get targeted for being different, maybe in a different community that is like the rest of the community's normal, and like maybe like you just need to find that flip-flop, like that parallel universe kind of vibe. I'm seeing the back of this car has the Tasmanian devil, and it says back off. So some of you could have like an attitude about like just defending like that you're different, and it's like really misunderstood energy. The devil that flipped out, and I just wanted to finish talking about the Tasmanian devil, but the devil came up reversed. So some of you may just have a lot of misunderstood energy where a lot of people like are calling you names, calling you things that you're not, and it's like literally because they don't understand you, but like they're not meant to. Like, don't try and fit where you don't belong, just find where you belong. It's like the example I'm getting here is like a missing puzzle piece that was in a different box. Like like it's like very obviously different, and it's like this puzzle piece like is trying to find a place to go and no pieces around it look like it. That could be your thing right now, just having a hard time. Maybe you're not meant to be in the box. Maybe the puzzle's out to play right now, you know, and like you just like, I don't know, like something happened. It's like we need to figure out what to do there. Okay, let's see what else is here for the collective then. That's like these are cute metaphors. Okay, the 3 of Wands came out again. So like it started out at the beginning of the reading, like as the back of the deck energy. So now that flipped out, the back is 10 of Swords reverse. So it's like 3 of Wands energy is giving like new direction, new spaces, new chapter, new story, new characters, like new, like just seeing the horizon. It's like seeing where you're at and where you want to be. Kind of like a leaving safe spaces to create more safe spaces. The Moon reverse again. The Fool reverse. It's probably really difficult to step into this new era. As I was channeling before, it's like any new energy is really uncomfortable. But the more uncomfortable you are, the more you can adjust and find new comforts. I'm also getting, I'm just feeling like I need to say this, but like some of you, if you're like having a hard time knowing how to transition, all you really need is like somewhere to sleep, like a roof over your head for a month to 2 months time, some sort of income / saving income, like before you do like actually make action, like being in preparation mode. So saving money, being ahead by 3 months or up to 6 months of bills. So imagining what rent or a house situation, or like even you could even cost what it would, how much it would cost you to stay at a hotel or to stay in your car. But if the environment you're not in is safe, you are very welcome to take yourself out of it, and you are very welcome to choose what comes with you and what doesn't come with you. the lighter you pack, it might be easier, and you may have to deal with letting go of attachments to physical objects. Those objects can be replaced, but your mental health and your physical health, that can't be replaced. Like the time that you have taking care of yourself and your well-being and like creating the life you live, like the time that you have to do that cannot be given back to you. But material items can be replaced, money can replace, like other things can be replaced, but you can't. How you feel and the time that you have, that can't be replaced. So preparation mode could be very, very ideal here, at least being a few months ahead, and or having a job. But the most important message here is having a new place, like a middle place, if that makes sense, like a middle place to go to where you're not intervened, interrupted, like a safe space that doesn't involve the danger in doing the next process. And I'm trying to keep it as vague as possible because rent, like cost of living, is so different everywhere you go. So I can't like throw out a specific number. You'll have to do that work and that math yourself as far as costing how much everything would be to have your middle place to go. And honestly, like no judgments if you decide to live in your car and just cost the amount of gas and having to shower maybe once a week or twice a week, like and that would be maybe a hotel like once or twice a week. And that will be, for some places, the cost will be $200, it'll be $100, it'll be $300 a week. But just being ahead of yourself and not just taking action when you have like overwhelming feelings. But just like being like mentally prepared, and then setting up your physical material stuff to, even if like maybe what you want is too big of a step, so then take smaller steps that make the big step easier to do, kind of like a stepping stool energy. But I'm feeling called that some of you may need that. If it's unsafe for you to be in your living situation, you don't even need to have like your own car. Like if you have a friend whose couch you can stay on for a month, no more, no less, like that, like you have to be very set on that plan. You can't extend your time because you're going to be creating resentment. Make sure everyone is communicating to one another, but for the most part, if you need somewhere to go, like you can couch surf, like hop for some time until you get on your feet. That would be much safer than some environments that some of my collective is in. If you're like, if you resonate with having such a problem with your privacy and people intervening, if they're intervening on very small things, imagine like the bigger things that they could be intervening on, like if they disrespect you to your face or behind your back in small amounts. Can you imagine what they're doing like when they think no one's watching, if that makes sense? Like some things get by because you let them. Some things get by because a lot of other people were watching. But then what happens when no one's watching? So like be careful about how safe your situation really is. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm really trying to like bring everyone to safety. So like if you need a place, like don't be afraid to ask, like, hey, is there a couch I can sleep on for like a month, you know, until I get on my feet? But don't ask for that type of safety unless you have like another safety net with it as well. And that's why I'm recommending like having savings up to 3 to 6 months, because living on someone's couch for 1 month or 2 weeks, okay, that's like an easy freebie, go. But once your time is up and you don't have the job set up, or you don't have the next house set up, like what are you going to do? So just have maybe 2 backup plans or 3 happening at once. Don't just have one plan, because it's just going to be more of a mess if you try and get out of your mess, but then you couldn't, like, it wasn't like you made double the mess because you weren't fully ready, but you were wanting to be ready. But maybe, like, in some cases, sometimes we act out of fear, or we act out of overwhelming emotions like anger and sadness and feeling endangered. You might move too quick and be like, I want to move out of here, and then, like, you're not ready, and then you have to come back to that. It might be further endangering your situation that you initially try to leave. So just be careful there. Make sure you have multiple backup plans before you do anything. Messages for my collective's highest good. No evil or weapons of evil is going to form against me or my collective or their loved ones. 2 of Cups reverse in the Tower. Yeah, there is a lot of issues connecting here. There could be just like you connected for the wrong reasons, and then it could have been like a lot of falsehoods, and now you're seeing like someone's true colors, and you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm so deep in this, like how do I get out? It could be like a situation you couldn't control, or like maybe the situation was kind of in your control, but it was like moving too fast. Let's see what else the collective needs. So that 2 of Cups reverse is not indicating like a very good time. In my personal opinion, like it just does not feel like it does not sit right with me. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, definitely protect your energy. Don't worry about like physical items. Like I know certain things feel like they can't be replaced because they have like an emotional tie with it, but like your emotional connection with everything in this world, it doesn't change because like just because the item doesn't exist or isn't in your possession. Like your emotional connection is about you and not about the object. So I just got like, because earlier the back of the deck was 4 of Pentacles reverse, so that's like giving like hanging on too tight, which can make it hard to leave situations, make it hard to leave objects behind. Like if you can only pack a car's worth of items and you have more items or larger items than that, like just let it go. Like you can replace those items later on. If anything, some bad juju could just be lingering on it anyway, so just leave it with the bad people. 8 of Swords reverse. This is really like unstucking ourselves. It could be important to try and gather up roommates if you need roommates. And you could be the one picking the roommates, or have another trusted friend pick the roommates. Interviews could be significant. How I said running errands, that this could be like your errands list is while you're going out, finding the time or room for you to like take a stop at an apartment and look, or drop in at a job and look if they're hiring. If you don't have computer access, I'm hearing go to the library. They have free computer access there. Libraries are amazing for that. Or asking friends that have computers and printers and stuff, like, hey, can I use, like, this is a random favor, I need to ask you, like, I'll return the favor if you ever need one. Or like, you don't even have to be like an IOU, like, your friends are supposed to be there. Like, no questions asked. Like, even if it's like a really sticky looking situation, like, it's different when you're asking for help versus people who are just giving help without boundary. Like, if you're actually asking for help, of course, an angel is going to help you back. But beware any friends that kind of leave you, like, hanging when you need them. Like, you literally need them, and they're leaving you hanging, like, not giving you the time of day. Like, that's an awful friend. Like, they kind of wanted you there. If they're just going to leave you there, they want you there. If they will do what they can to help, they're like, they don't want you in the situation you're in. But yeah, just simply asking, like, hey, I know you have a computer, I know you have a printer, like, can I use it? And then just make sure you print out maybe 10 copies or whatever amount feels right. You know, how many jobs that you want to apply to, print out that many resumes, but then add at least 3 more copies than what you intend. Because, you know, you may apply to 3 jobs and it's the 4th or 5th job that hires you. But you won't know that unless you have your extra copies of resumes or whatever. But sometimes if you don't have computer access, like, say you go, okay, Page of Swords, I've been holding it. But like, say you go into a location and you see their sign, it says they're hiring. You go inside and they're like, it's online only hiring or whatever. You need a computer and like sign up the application online. If you tell them you don't have computer access, they can't like leave you out of the hiring process. Like, they can, but they can't. Like, if the situation feels too hard to get, that's it. Like, it's what's meant for you won't pass you. So if it's too difficult, and it's not to say like things aren't going to be hard and easy like by comparison, but I'm saying too hard, like there's too many obstacles. There's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. You're not supposed to be there. You're being protected from something you haven't even seen yet. So don't worry if you get rejected like multiple times. Your energy is supposed to be matched. It's supposed to be placed where it feels right. But some of y'all forced a situation with a job because you need money, and like that's fair, okay? But a few weeks of despair during discovering, and then you find the right place and you're there for years and you're happy there, that is worth like the 3 weeks or few weeks that you're out of money and like in despair, like the extra time of being in despair because you found your right place. But if you spent like the same, maybe like an extra week forcing the same job to take you, and then they're like, okay, this person wants to work here like that bad, then I guess so. Like, that's kind of forcing the situation, like forcing your hand on it. And then you might end up hating the job there, and then you end up quitting, and then you're back in this space where you're finding another job, and then it's like more time of being in despair and discovery, because you have to go back into the job search process, and whatever you had applied to before isn't available anymore. And like, so many cards flipped random, like in random spots. So there's Page of Wands, and then I have 3 of Pentacles. Was there more? No, it's just those 2. Page of Wands and 3 of Pentacles. This is like definitely giving like some of you haven't fully embodied all of your choices. Like, you kind of take your first choices as that and don't like seek the greater and bigger things, even though you deserve them. Like, not every first opportunity that comes in is the best one. Sometimes the first opportunity is the best one. You need to give yourself the time to actually like process like there's a flipped over card in here, and it's driving me a little nuts because I knew there was more than 2 cards that flipped over, and as I was shuffling I saw it, and now it won't show me again. Oh, here we go. 8 of Cups. And then back of the deck is 10 of Wands with the Lovers reverse. I think y'all thought you deserved what has happened so far, but I'm hearing like the best are yet to come. Knight of Swords reverse. This kind of got to get worse to get better, but 3 of Swords is giving, I'm hearing like karmic situations, which doesn't always sit well with me with people who have bad karma. People who have good karma usually don't have to worry about very much, and they usually care about bad karma when it's happening to someone else. And here it's kind of a little bit of that, where 3 of Swords is giving pain placements. Could be in like placements where you feel or experience pain or painful situations. Maybe something coming full circle. Whereas like if you had tried to demotivate somebody from their path, like you just saw someone like really happy and excited and like they were getting everything that you wanted, and you're like having some kind of energy about it. Maybe you didn't feel the repercussions of like that energy initially, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to come eventually when you're like ready to learn the lesson, depending on how much time has passed since you done whatever deed. That is compounding how much the situation like will come for a full circle and how it will feel. So for example, if you were trying to get someone to feel bad about themselves, if you were trying to get someone to feel bad about themselves, it may work for some time, but then one day it doesn't work because the person you were attacking learned the lesson not to be around people who treat them badly. So when they learn the lesson, then Spirit then waits to see if you've learned the lesson, bringing a lot of similar people who are good-hearted, good-kinded. You know, they get good things because they're good people. And you may, I'm not saying you, but like I'm just talking about like a general you for the collective, just so we understand things there. But it's like giving, then Spirit waits for you to figure out your lesson. So someone says goodbye to you because it's a goodbye. Like they literally, it's better off to say bye than to stay around. So they're saying goodbye to you. And then Spirit brings in another person. They see if you're going to do them wrong or you're going to do them right. Like, what are you going to do? You have another chance, essentially, with a similar person. If you do them wrong, you have not learned. And then the good-hearted person may eventually have boundaries and say goodbye. That's the second time they try to teach the lesson. And it may feel exactly the same. It may feel really similar. But the thing is that it's not. It's going to get worse the more times you do it. Queen of Cups. Okay, I think that's the reading for now, because